It's a long, thorough process, but having somebody in your corner who's been there and done it before, who understands sort of how challenging it is, and that person is there to sort of talk you through it, understand what the real drivers are of your frustration. Another great part is having somebody there to celebrate the successes, which I'm sure will come, working with the incredible team that is there at mbaMission. Hello, my name is Justin Holland. I worked with mbaMission back in 2008. I applied to 5 schools: Northwestern, Yale, Dartmouth, Berkeley, and Cornell. I was accepted to all of those schools except for Dartmouth, which was my first interview. And I ended up going to Northwestern's Kellogg School of Management from 2009 to 2011. I can't say enough great things about my experience with mbaMission. I worked with Jessica. I actually found out that I was her first client. It's clear that they care. I think that when you're going through this process, there's lots of big questions to answer, especially when it comes to writing the essays and digging deep on like not only your past experiences, but what you're trying to aspire to do going forward and how to clearly articulate that. And I think what was most beneficial for me was having somebody to riff with, to talk about sort of what I'd been doing, and clearly connect the dots to how that might lead to where I needed to go, not only by securing an MBA, but which Jessica did a great job at, but I think she also, more than anything, helped me clearly articulate what that future state ambition might look like, and it got me even more excited about what I was doing and why it was so important. First and foremost, I mean, there's questions within the questions, right? And I think understanding what the question was really trying to get at was fantastic. So the questions are quite broad in general, and so understanding what they're really trying to get to helps clarify the brief in your mind. So that's first. 2, there's a lot of similarities between the big schools and the questions being asked, but I think there's subtle nuances for each school. So having a good understanding of their culture and like what type of leaders they're looking for, what type of experiences, and working with people that sort of know the system and understand those things. Like obviously you can learn yourself by doing research online, by talking to former students, by talking to the current administration and current students. But I think also having somebody to decode even what you're hearing from them and to translate it into actionable sort of recommendations for you was completely pivotal. And I guess third, I mean, last but not least, because I spent multiple hours, I mean, it's just, there's so much to say and there's such a little amount of space to say it. I think when I started the journey, I was like, I can't believe I have to explain something to these people in 500 words. The truth is I wanted to use like 10,000 words. And what I think Jessica did a remarkable job of was helping to simplify and streamline those stories. So what made sense in my head and what made sense with anybody who would have lived through it is very different than trying to explain it concretely in less than 300 words, right? And I think that the team does a really good job of helping you sort of think about the unimportant or insignificant details that I think sometimes we get caught up in our head as we're typing our manifesto. And it's having that sounding board, like, hey, this is why I think this is critical. This is how I think it ladders not only to where I think the MBA can help today, but what I want to do going forward. But having that sort of red thread throughout was something that Jessica was remarkable at doing. There's many edits. And I still to this day will look back at some of those essays because they are truly a blueprint for your future. So my post-MBA plans were to transition from consulting into industry. For me, that industry was CPG. there's two great things about business school outside of like the stuff that everybody knows, the academics, etc. One, networking not only in sort of future job opportunities, but being able to talk to people in the industry sector or functional job that you're going for to understand what the true day-to-day is. I think it's one thing to talk to a seasoned professional when they're there, but like during when you're at school, you can sort of unpack what it really means. And I think that was like phenomenal, which is how I found my track, which was brand management. The second thing that I would say is really helpful is just the amount of resources from a recruiting perspective. Obviously at a lot of the top schools, which is something that you're obviously gunning for if you're working with mbaMission, they've got incredible internal recruitment facilities, faculty, processes, where larger organizations come to campus, there's different clubs and prep for the interviews, and so I think that to be honest, it just wouldn't have been possible to make the jump I was making at the pace I was making without an MBA.